It's a simple question, one we must force ourselves to answer right here, right now. What is courage?
Plato had it right. Courage is knowing what to fear and what not to fear. And it doesn't mean what a lot of young people, young men think it means, which is to have kind of ice water in your veins and go into a situation, not be sweating or crying or anything else. It doesn't mean any of that. It means knowing what's worth being afraid of and what's not worth being afraid of.
I think that in challenging something that's wrong, even when it costs me, I think that having conflict instead of peace at certain times in my home, sometimes a sleepless night over a truth that I hope has been lovingly brought.
And that's the kind of courage that we need, a loving courage, a powerful courage, and the ability to control our own desires, stand up to our own desires.
You know, I'm fearful that we're living in a culture that has been vaccinated with passivity, especially men, and we're seeing the wholesale rape of courage in our generation.
There's room every day in every life to demonstrate courage, because every day you're faced with questions and decisions and hard things, and courage is the ability to do the hard thing in every circumstance, despite the cost.
We are at the moment a nation awash in false courage, faced with hard decisions, singular life-changing moments, frozen in our figurative tracks, unable or unwilling to make the tough call, not listening to our inner sense of what is right and what is wrong, allowing ourselves to be bent and twisted by someone or something around us, shoving us into decisions, statements, conclusions that deep down inside, at our core, we know are wrong. Yet we make up our minds and stand on it, not because of courage, but because of expediency, because of what someone next to us is saying or doing, because we're being urged to do it by popular opinion or the incessant blaring of faux experts, so-called learned individuals, and those with a verbal bravado that makes us believe they are always right and never wrong. In the end, we make these decisions. We approve of these statements, not out of courage, but out of fear. What then should we be afraid of?
The suspect was taken into custody just before 5 o'clock. Then the results of the day became sadly clear.
Unfortunately, with this tragic situation today,
at least 3 people were killed, including a police officer, 44-year-old UCCS officer Garrett Swayze, and 2 so far unidentified civilians.
Carnage and horror on the streets of Paris tonight as ambulances continue to cart away the scores of wounded. Overwhelming hospitals.
We received all these patients and we tried to save some. It was an awful night.
Parisians now reeling from the deadliest terror attack in that nation's history.
Armed with AR-15 style rifles and 2 semi-automatic handguns, investigators say the suspects came equipped, dressed in tactical gear. Family members receiving gut-wrenching messages from loved ones that an active shooting was taking place.
Shooting at my work, people shot, in the office waiting for cops.
There is plenty to fear at the moment. However, we are not a nation founded on fear, but on courage. The courage to not only face the truth, but to do something about it while still personifying what makes us unique, what makes us Americans, and what makes America stand as the nation and the people the world needs each and every day. Should we be more fearful of what is happening around us or what it is doing to us and changing us as Americans? Which will you buy into, the cowardice of fear or the steady resolve of courage? That's my opinion and my question, telling it like it is. Rock on, true believers. See you tomorrow night, right back here on The Hardline.